Hey guys, it's Quickie Baby, and this video is going to be about all the miscellaneous stuff that I haven't included in my videos which are specific to the German changes and the Russian changes. I'm going to try and cover everything that I can, as quickly as I can for you guys. So guys, we can see that they've rebalanced the Super Pershing's frontal armor, and when I say rebalanced it, they've basically nerfed it. What this means is they've given you the option to sell back the tank, and they'll give you 7,500 gold, your purchase price for it back. The option is completely up to you whether the Super Pershing is going to be worth it. I probably am going to think about selling mine, but maybe I'll keep it because I don't really need the gold right now. So one thing to highlight is that the penetration on the APCR rounds of the 122mm guns has been changed from 300 to 250. This affects guns such as this one, for example, that can be used on the 110, the IS-2 and the T-34-2. There are changes to the engine characteristics for German vehicles. Go watch my video, which I'll be linking down in the description below, about the German vehicles if you want to find out this in more detail. So what they've done is they've increased the damage and decreased the rate of fire for the following Soviet 100mm guns. So as you can see here, it's affected the guns such as on the T-44, now got 250 alpha damage with slightly worse rate of fire. This basically has brought this gun in line with the Chinese 100mm that's on the Type 59 as an example. There have been some minor corrections in models. Now here's one of the most interesting things about the patch, and that I'm very excited about, is that they've increased functionality of missions and they've added an interface with descriptive and current mission status. Let's take a look at it. Here we can see the missions in the top left hand corner. If you click it brings up this tab. Unfortunately they haven't really evolved this so much at the moment. Like for example, the condition says here test text, but it looks like the rewards like 50,000 here, and you get to complete one per 20 hours. You can complete this one on limited times and get experience coefficients, but it doesn't tell you what the conditions are to meet the rewards. For example, this mission is to destroy all of these tanks and you get 10,000 credits. Maybe you get 10,000 credits per tank destroyed. I'm sure that we're going to see it. It also tells you what the future missions are going to be. So all in all, this is a great functionality that when they polish it up and finish it for the final release, it's going to be an amazing thing for World of Tanks. This is going to add so much more drive to log in and to play that game every day. I think this is a fantastic addition. I can't wait to see what happens with it. So one thing that they've done is they've added protection against the accidental selling of tanks. So guys, if you want to ring up support, you're going to have to be very careful now, because I'm pretty sure what this means is that they're not going to get you your tanks back even if you sell them. So what you see here, when you sell the tank, I have to type in a code as well. So 88485550. Oh, okay, great. And I sell the tank after putting in that code. So you have to be very careful now for selling your tanks. So they've significantly improved the quality of the anti-aliasing. They've reworked the statistics in the achievements page. Let's take a look at this. So here we go, we click our service record and yup, it looks very different. As you can see there's a bit of lag in it at the moment. It does cause hanging in game. I'm sure they're going to have to rework this and fix it. You can see the battles, the win ratio, and other things to look out for. Also, it's going to be able to, there are different tabs here. Click on the award, though they've added voiceovers for each of the nation's crew, and you can switch it on in the settings. However, one of the worst things about this is that's great. They've got German voices in the game, they've got Russian voices in the game, but there are no British voices. Wargaming, I'm not amused. I loaded in my nice shiny British tank and I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna have British voice acting. Nope, 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 nope. I guess they think that we're gonna be happy with that. No, we're not. No, we're not. Wargaming, get it together, please. We want to have British voices in the game before 8.8 is released. So mysteriously, some problems were fixed with the balancer, which appeared in 8.6, were not fixed in 8.7. So I guess this is probably the problem of, for example, there only being a tier 10 on the enemy team. So we've got to watch out for that. There are other minor changes. For example, here enhanced torsions are mounted, then the damage to the tank chassis is reduced, as well as the damage of the tank itself through its chassis when ramming and falling. So basically, if you mount enhanced torsions, you can do suicide jumps. Now guys, one of the best changes about this next patch for me as a player is that when you lose and you are a hero, i.e. this counts as sniper medals, Top Gun medals, Radley Walters medals, all of the medals, you will now receive 1.5 times credits and experience even if you lose. So basically you're going to get the same as what the winning team got. Of course you won't get your double or your 5 times still if you lose, but this is a fantastic change. This is going to matter to me so much, as I do often pick up quite a few medals on the losing team, such as Confederate or Sniper, the occasional Top Gun on a losing team as well. What this means is that you're going to be able to pick up that 1.5 times credits and experience. This will also significantly change the average experience that the better players get, because now the better players who frequently get battle medals even if they lose are going to be getting that 1.5 times experience. So expect average average experience to just fluctuate. There'll be a big blip up. There'll be a very big blip up actually. An average experience is an 8.8. So all in all, the average experience in the game will go up. You'll see a little spike in how the players are slowly getting better and better. So they've made changes to the battle tutorial, so if you want to go check that out, do so. So they've changed the rules for determining who caused a ramming. It will now default to the player whose tank has the highest speed at the moment of the ramming encounter. Some other bizarre changes, like if you have been invited to a platoon or a tank company, you will now automatically re-log into the server where the invitation was sent from should you disconnect. They've now implemented an option to move crew members in and out of a damaged tank. So if you can't afford to repair a tank for whatever reason, you can still get your crew out of it. They've also implemented an option to inverse the reversing. They've got to inverse the reversing! So now basically if you're holding down your S key, your A and D keys will be inverted. Okay, cool. One interesting change is that spool liners will now also reduce the chance of crew damage. For light, that's 20%. For medium, 25%. Heavy, 30%. And super heavy, 50%. This means that really, like Mouse and E100, if they do equip a super heavy spool liner, it's very unlikely that their crew are going to be damaged during the battle, especially if they do also equip the 15% from the large med pack. Apparently now also, when you're switching off the auto aiming option, it is no longer necessary to move the aiming indicator off the locked tank. That's a good change. They've changed the model of the flagpoles. Meh, okay. They've added an automatic shooting when you're pressing and holding the fire button. That means you can just hold your mouse button and it will keep firing. You shouldn't have to click every time it's reloaded. That'll be quite exciting. It feel like I'm going plow, 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 plow. That'll be quite good for preventing RSI, I guess, in quite a few people's hands when they're driving around in some tanks with autoloaders. One thing that's interesting though is that's probably going to make some autoloader players play a hell of a lot worse. If you just hold down the fire button and you're just going and trying keeping your mouse over the weak point of the enemy with your autoloader, you're probably not going to be aiming for his weak points, as if you have to wait until you click and then you wait until you click. So expect that to actually make some players worse at playing autoloaders, so maybe you can take advantage of that. You can now no longer dismiss a crew by right-clicking them in the hangar to prevent accidental dismissals. You can now recover your password while in-game. They've reworked some special effects. We've hit them hard! Has now been removed from the voiceover. Oh, come on, man. That was a badass one. They fixed some bugs in the statistic windows, but they've also added some. For example, my client crashing and now me being in a 2,000 man queue to get back onto the test server. Added new types of visual effects for cumulative projectile ricochets. That's cool. And they've changed the logic of sliders in the service window. So the big changes are missions and the achievements page. I think the missions is the biggest change that you can get from all of this video. I'm really looking forward to those missions. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for wargaming to implement some kind of daily thing. I think it'll make the laborious thing of having to go onto their website to look what the specials are going to be this weekend as well. I think that they can probably incorporate the specials into their mission system. I think it'll just be fantastic for the game. Just talking about the service record again, let's see if we can have second time lucky. Maybe we're going to crash out again. Let's find out. Maybe we can click the vehicles bit. Yes, it did it. Okay, so take a look at this new service record. It's interesting. You can order the tanks now by average experience. And there you go. You can see the tanks that you play the best through average experience. You can sort it by masteries, by victories, by battles. And you can look at the awards that you have in all the different tanks. So for example, in my M48 pattern, I've got 11 Bolters medal. Those are some legacy medals for you. Now let's take a look at the statistics tab. Okay, well, this is interesting. So now you can get a lot more detailed statistics about your account. All of these were previously available. However, it's very interesting to see how many tier 8 tanks and 9 tanks and tier 10 tanks I play. Looks like I don't like to play any tier 5s and below. It looks like I mostly play the Americans, the Germans, and the Russians. However, my French and British are starting to catch that up, and I've even been playing quite a few in the new Chinese tanks. And there we go, welcome to the test server. Unfortunately, I can't show you any more on this new statistics, but I really think this is a great change for wargaming. Keep implementing awesome ways to track your own statistics and your missions into the game. So all in all, guys, I hope this video has been useful to you. If it has, please consider rating it down below. I hope I'm giving you all the information that you need to know about the upcoming patches without you necessarily having to go and find out for it about yourself. As always, if you want to find out more about this patch, I've got a whole host of other videos that you can find on my channel. And why don't you tell me in the comments down below, are you thinking these are good changes that are coming? Do you think this 8.8 should really be 9.0? What do you think wargaming are planning for 9.0, you know? The time is running out. Do you think it's going to be a new whole tree release? Do you think they're going to release maybe the Japanese tanks? As you might have seen in my video there were tabs for Japan in the future. Maybe wargaming are planning something really big for 9.0, because I really think the addition of missions, this new statistics and all the changes in the tank, and the new Russian line that's coming in, really make this a fantastic patch. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.